Welcome to the Toe Show. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell. Hi everyone, welcome back. This is a polygel toenail video for beginners, okay? This is for the very beginners working with polygel. It's for people that do not have toenails on their large toes, that have had them removed for various reasons, or people that just want to cover up the toenails that they do have. And this is from the start to the finish. This is me removing old polygel toenails. This is me telling you what products you need to purchase to make these polygel toenails. It's prep work, and it's actually applying the toenail that's in the doll form to your toe, okay? But before we get started, I do want to say that some of the products in this video here are not meant to go on skin, okay? And if you don't have a toenail on your large toes or any toe, then what is left there is basically skin. And you need to know that when you apply these products on your skin, that there is a possible risk for an allergic reaction to the products. Just so you know that. And I always say that I do this on myself, because I do this on myself. I don't do it on anyone else. I'm showing you how I do this on me in case you want to make the choice to do this on yourself. Okay, we're all responsible adults. We all know that we can make our own decisions out there, but I just want you to know that ahead of time. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started with this video. Like I said before, my toenails are removed. They are removed permanently and they will never grow back. I apply artificial toenails on myself using dual forms. I've done acrylic, I've done builder gel, and polygel. These two here were polygel. This one fell off at about 3 weeks and I kept gluing it back on. Then I said, forget it, because I was on vacation, so I had to glue it back on. Well, this one here has stayed on. And the last time I did my toenails was April 4th. So this toenail here has been on since April 4th. And today is June 9th, 8 or 9 weeks. And it is lifting a little bit, but it's still on there. So, yeah, it's not going to go anywhere. So what I've done here, I'm going to show you how I remove that. So I've taken this syringe and it's filled with pure acetone, cosmetic grade, pure acetone. And this syringe here it's a blunt end syringe. It's not a sharp needle or anything like that, okay? If you don't have anything like this, then you could file off your polish that you have over your polygel toenail and start filing this down and try to soak it off with acetone and cotton pads. But I have these syringes, and you can get these at any drugstore. Just tell them you want a blunt end syringe and they'll probably sell you them really cheap, like maybe under $1, like maybe 50 cents or something. All right, so I stick it under there wherever there's room, and you start squirting out the acetone. And if there's a little lift under here too, you can put it under there if you can get it. Okay, and just put as much as you can get under there. Let it sit for like 5 minutes, okay, or so. So you just go ahead and just leave it soaking under there. If you need to, apply more and just keep checking it, seeing how it's lifting, and then you should be able to lift it off. But I'm going to let that soak. While this one is soaking, I'll tell you about this one, this toe here. I wore the nail for about 2 weeks, all through my vacation to Florida, and it did loosen up on the end, which I just squirted some nail glue underneath it and then pressed it down and wore it for about 3 weeks. And then after I got home, the third week, it just lifted off. So I left it off, and that's what it looks like. It doesn't look too bad. Just has some dry skin and stuff, which I will just take my e-file in a fine sanding block and just sand that down. And I'm going to apply a new toenail. Let's see how this one is doing. Like I said, it may take a while to get that off. You don't want to hurt yourself. Okay. Go ahead and put a little bit more in there. All right, so I got it off camera, and that's what it looks like. I didn't want to pry too hard and, you know, damage my skin under there and cause any bleeding or anything like that. So it took maybe a total of 10 minutes to soak it off. I recommend, if you are a beginner at wearing artificial toenails on your toes that don't have any toenails on them, I would suggest that you use Polygel, okay? It's easier to maneuver, and the only thing that you will need would be a good light to cure the Polygel, okay? So I'm gonna show you some Polygels, and I'm gonna show you some lights. Okay, I wanted to show you some of the brands that I like to use for my toenails. And these two are this is in a natural clear, this is a glass, and this is just a colored polygel. You can use any kind of color of polygel that you want on your toenails. If you're gonna paint them, you can just do clear. These two are clear, and if you want to do a colored polygel, then do colored, or do a cover, which polygels come in all shades of pinks for a natural look. These brands are Yayogi, which I really like to use this. It's more of it's like a firm polygel. I prefer firm polygels over really soft stringy ones. They're just easier to apply. And Yayogi right now is hard to get because of the situation that we're in with the virus. So now Tones is another one that I really love to use, this brand, for everything. It's an American brand. They are out of Florida. Glass color here is very clear. Also, their acrylic is very good too. In their clear acrylic, the glass is very clear too. But this is a good brand. You get a 60-gram tube, which is 2 ounces, for $20. Of course, you have to pay shipping. These are around $10 for 30 mil. Like I said, it's hard to get. And then, of course, Madam Glam is another good brand polygel that's an American brand that's easy to get, and you can get it fast. Madam Glam polygel is a little bit pricey. The regular price is $39.95 for a 1 ounce tube. Now, they always have sales going on. You never have to pay full price. I even have a 30% off coupon code for you on the screen. But if you go to their website, a lot of times you can even get it cheaper than 30% off. So just check it out. And you know, this tube should last one person a long time. I wanted to be able to recommend some good quality polygel for my people in the USA. And this polygel here, these two brands, you do not need a license to purchase them. The companies are here in the United States, and once you order, your polygel will be there within a week. These companies have many colors to choose from, and I think you will be really happy with these. Here are the dual forms that I recommend that you use. They come in 12 different sizes. They are the YS brand or YL. They work fantastic, and these are the ones I recommend because they're easy to find. Now, you might have seen me use a pink dual form like this one right here. It's the Mix and Match brand by Pro Nails, and it's very expensive and they are hard to find, so I don't recommend. Dual forms can be used over and over again. I don't believe they ever go bad. And remember, I will have the links to all these products in the description box below so you can check it out and go there to purchase them or look them up for yourself. To pat your polygel into place and to move it around, you will need to be using a slip solution with your brush, okay? Now, you don't really need to go out and buy a slip solution. It's expensive and you just don't need it. What you can use is isopropyl alcohol, which is rubbing alcohol. You can use 91%, you can use 70%, 50%. I'm not sure, I've never used 50%, but if it creates a drag and starts making your polygel stick to your brush, then you might not want to use 50% isopropyl alcohol, go up to 70 or 91. But since this virus has been around, isopropyl alcohol has been very hard to find. And if you can't find it, you can use non-acetone nail polish remover. The non-acetone nail polish remover is usually pink in color. It comes in many different off brands, and I think one of the known brands is Cutex, and it should say right on there, non-acetone. And it works great. I've tried it out. I tested it. I had no problem with it. And every store has it. So you can use that. This is the brush that you would need. It is a standard polygel brush. Has a spatula on one end and then a flat brush on the other end. And I will have a link to this brush in the description box. Now, if you want to go out and just buy your own brush at a craft store, you can do that. You just need to get a real Kolinsky hair brush, and it needs to be flat like this one. And I would say that one is probably 1/4 of an inch wide, and that would probably work for you too if you didn't want to order a brush. Most importantly, you would need a lamp to cure your polygel. Polygel does not get hard unless it is cured in a lamp. And this is the lamp that I am going to recommend to you. It is this Sun 5 UV LED lamp. It cures both UV gels and LED gels, which I'm not going to go into that kind of a detail. This lamp will cure your polygel for you. It has a low heat mode. A low heat mode is so that you won't experience heat spikes, and that's mostly when you work with builder gels. Polygels, I have never experienced a heat spike with them. I've never had any kind of burning whatsoever working with polygels. So I don't think you have to worry about that. But anyways, this does have the low heat mode in case you need it. And then it does have a 60-second timer, a 30-second timer, and a 10-second timer. And you're gonna probably use the 60-second timer more than anything else. It's a great lamp. I believe it's either 36 or 48 watts. That's what you want. And you want it to have at least 21 or more lights inside. That way you will be assured that this lamp will cure your polygel. It's a great lamp. It's one of the best ones that I've ever owned. I will have a link in the description box for you so you can check it out. I think the price range is anywhere from you can find it anywhere from $50 to down to $20. You will also need, of course, your 100% acetone. I use this as a dehydrator because it really dries out any nail or even your nail bed. And then you also need to use a gel bonder, and this is what I have been using lately. It's an air dry gel bonder, and when it dries it becomes tacky, and then the polygel will stick to it. And as I said at the beginning, you know that these products are not supposed to be used on skin, okay? And when I do this on myself. I do it on myself only, and I'm sharing with you how I do it in case you want to do it on yourself. And you already are, I hope, responsible adults and can make choices for yourself. So if you want to do this on yourself and put it on your skin, then that's your business, okay? Just so you know that. And I have used other primers, and I have used other dehydrators in my other videos, but I'm not going to show that for this video because this video is for beginners, and I want to keep it simple. I want to keep the products that you use simple so you don't have to buy all these different products, because so far this gel bonder has been working good for people that don't have toenails, okay? And it also works for people that do have toenails and fingernails, okay? I will have a link to this product in the description box below for you to purchase it. I think this pretty much covers it on everything that you need to do polygel toenails. To prep my nail bed, I'm using an e-file and I am using a very fine cardboard sanding bit. It is a 240 grit. It's very fine. It's just like a soft emery board. And I just take off any of that hard, dead skin. It's calloused, or any glue or anything that is left. And I will put a e-file that I like and that I recommend in the description box. But to use an e-file, you should really be trained, because you can hurt yourself pretty badly if you don't know how to use an e-file. E-files have speed, and I am not going very fast with this. I'm only at probably a number 4. And again, a 240 grit sanding band, very fine. And another thing I'd like to point out too is that when you are filing off the calloused skin, I would say don't take it all off, because honestly, with my opinion and my experience has been that if you leave some of that rough skin on there, the polygel actually has something to hold on to, because polygel and gels, they like texture. So if you can keep some of that rough skin on there, it will give you probably longer wear. Here's what my nail beds look like after filing off the rough dead skin. Now I could have left some of that skin on there, like I said before, just to give it, the polygel, a little bit better adhesion. But anyways, we're just going to go for it like this. So I'm just going to clean everything off with isopropyl alcohol one more time, and then we'll get started. All right, so what I'm doing right now is I am applying some acetone to my nail bed area just to dry it out. And I'll let that dry. And now it's time to apply the IBD gel bonder. And I just apply this generously all over my nail bed. Remember, it's skin, so I haven't had an allergic reaction, but you never know who might have one. So anyways, I'll just let this dry, and now we're gonna go work on our dual forms with our polygel. Okay, so you wanna pick out the dual form that's going to fit your toe, and I'm gonna use 0 size. And then you have to figure out where you want your polygel to come up to. And I'm going to bring my polygel up to the second line. I'm going to be using Tone's Glass Polygel for this toenail. And I have come to find out that when you create the toenails with clear polygel, the light actually gets down in there and penetrates the clear polygel better than a colored polygel. And it cures really well, and it really helps so that you can have longevity and wear for these toenails. They'll last longer than as opposed to using a nail bed color or a different color of polygel. So I just squirt some out, and I'm just going to put it down towards the bottom of the cuticle area on the dual form. Now if you see the number at the top, that's the tip area. You want to put it down here where I'm pointing right here. That's the cuticle area. That is where you want to put your little ball of polygel, because that is the way the dual form is supposed to be. All right. See, I just scrape it off with the spatula, and then I'm going to get my brush and I'm going to start patting it down, and I'm going to bring it up to the second line. And remember, whatever line you choose, once you put it on your toenail, it's going to squish out a little bit and be a little bit longer. When you're patting this polygel in the form, make sure you get it even all around, okay? Get it a little bit thicker down towards the cuticle area and a little bit thinner at the tip, but not too thin, okay? You want to make sure that you can have a toenail that is pretty much the same thickness all the way around. Okay, that's what I'm trying to say. And if you get any air bubbles in like I did, you're gonna have to pop those out, because if not, you'll have a big hole on the top of your nail once you take off the dual form. Now it's time to apply the dual form, and I'm gonna stop this and I want you to look at the form here. Can you see how I have that nail shaped in that dual form? Look at the tip, how it's squared off. That's how it should look. It should look nice and square and straight on the top. And now I'm going to press it down into my nail bed area. And if any squirts out the bottom, you can take a brush and clean it out around the cuticle area if you need to. And just hold it there and let off, and make sure that you don't see any lifting of anything. You know, you'll see some bubbles appear. Push it down again if you see them appear until it sticks. And then you can ease your foot into the light. If you need to, you can take the bottom off of your light and just put the light over top of your foot and hold on the tip for like maybe 5 seconds and then let off and let it cure the rest of the way. This has been cured for 90 seconds. Now it's time to give it a little twist and the form should pop right off. And look at that. That toenail looks excellent. I really like it. I think it's great. Just the perfect thickness too. Sometimes with Polygel toenails, I do a second layer, but with this one, I think it's gonna be fine. I'm just gonna file it. It's a little thin on that corner, not too bad, but overall, I think being a little bit thicker in the middle is going to give it some strength. I think it looks great, and I'm going to use gel polish over top of this toenail, so that's going to make it even more stronger. So I think this turned out really good. So I'll do some filing and then I'll be back and we'll put the other toenail on the same way. Here we go. It's applied the same way as we did the other toenail. And again, this has been cured for 90 seconds. Give it a little twist. It'll pop right off, and that's the finished toenail. Now this one up above is a little bit rounded, but I'm just going to take the file and file it. It looks fine. It looks great. I'm really satisfied with the toenails. So yeah, just file that a little bit to get it to match the others, and then we will paint the toenails. To paint my large toenails, I am using gel polish by Madam Glam in the color Envy. To paint my other toenails, I am using a regular polish from Sally Hansen. This is 203 Buff and Tumble. These two colors match really well, especially at a distance. No one's really going to notice. And I have a preference to use regular polish on my natural toenails because I think it's just easier to remove. And then, of course, I'm going to use gel polish on my artificial toenail because it is artificial and it also helps to make that toenail even stronger. I'm not going to show the toenail painting process, but you would definitely see what they look like when they're done. And here are the finished toenails. I really hope that you enjoyed this video and that this will help you out as a beginner. It does take time to make a video that includes everything, but that's what I wanted to do for you. It is longer than my usual videos, but I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know in the comments below if it helps. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!